guess this is kind of my first YouTube video. So this is gonna be my quarantine book haul because that's all I have to do right now. It sucks being able to stay at home, but I also get to read more, so I guess it's kind of a win-win. That's my dog, Allie. She's in the background, so if you hear her whining, she's just upset I won't play with her right now. Okay, so by the end of this video, you're gonna be sick of my voice, but who doesn't get sick of my voice? So the first book we have is Where the Crawdads Sing. I'm not gonna try and even pronounce the author's names because I'm so bad with names. So you're just gonna get the titles because I can't pronounce even my own name half the time. So my sister actually recommended this book to me. I actually don't know what it's about though. So I'm gonna read the description real quick. It says, for years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be touched in love. When two young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. It sounds good, but I'm not quite sure. But also, I apologize because I can't really read aloud well. I mess up a lot, so if I mess up, I'm gonna try and speak it correctly, but it's not gonna go well most of the time, I'm just warning you. So the next book is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. That is one author's name I can say, I hope. He wrote The Fault in Our Stars, which I've heard is pretty good, and I want to read it, but I'm kind of poor right now, so I can't afford the book right now. Well, I could, but my mom's not letting me go. Long story short. But I actually did read this book already, and it was really, really good, and I personally really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite books now, and it's a very popular book, I believe. I'm not quite sure, I didn't look into it, but it was amazing, and I loved it, and I still do. The description says, Asa never intended to pursue the mystery of a fugitive billionaire, Russell Pickett. But there's a $100,000 reward at stake, and her best friend and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So, together they navigate the short distance and broad divides that separate them from Pickett's son, Davis. Asa is trying. She's trying to be a good daughter, a good friend, a good student, and maybe even a good detective, while also living within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. So she has really bad anxiety and really bad OCD, which I have really bad anxiety, so it was easy for me to relate to this book, and it made me feel seen, because not a lot of people understand what goes on in my head sometimes. It was really hard for me to make this video, but I'm here and I'm trying my best. But this is a really good book if you want to read about stuff like that. It's, in my opinion, really good, but a lot of people have other opinions, and I respect that. So I would recommend this book. It is really good. Okay, so the next book I got was They Both Die at the End. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, so I decided to get my own copy. I'm really excited to read it. It sounds like something I'd really enjoy, but and I've had a lot of people recommend it to me, so I'm really excited to read it, and it's going to be one of my next books after I finish the one I'm reading right now. The description says, on September 5th, a little after midnight, Deathcast calls Mateo and Rufus to deliver some bad news. They're going to die in less than 24 hours. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons. They're both looking to make a new friend on their end day. The good news is that there's an app for that. It's called Last Friend, and through it, Rufus and Mateo meet up for one final epic adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. Sounds pretty good. Okay, so the next book is The Priority of the Orange Tree. I actually heard about it in another book haul. It sounded pretty good. I didn't really listen to the full description because I wanted to go into it without knowing anything, because that's one of my goals for a book right now, and I wanted to do it with a big book, and as you can see, this is a big book, but so I'm pretty excited to read it. I looked up reviews and I can't really quite remember, but I think it had good reviews, so I'm really excited to read this. Yeah. Okay, so the next book I have is A Study in Charlotte. I got this off of Amazon for cheap. It has a little bit of damage, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. It's readable, which is important, but it's basically a retelling of Sherlock Holmes, kind of. It's his, like, great so on granddaughter, and it includes Watson's descendant. I've never read the Sherlock series, but I really want to, so I'm gonna save this for after I finish that, but I found this in a book review as well. It sounded pretty good, so I was really excited to read it when it got here. Then I realized I couldn't because I haven't read Sherlock Holmes, but technically I could, but I'm like really specific on things like that, so I decided to wait, but I'm really excited to read this. Okay, so the description is, the last thing Jamie Watson wants is a rugby scholarship to Sherringford, a Connecticut prep school just an hour away from his estranged father. But that's not the only complication. Sherringford is also home to Charlotte Holmes, the famous detective's great-great-great-granddaughter, who has inherited not only the Sherlock's genius, but also his temperament. From everything Jamie has heard about Charlotte, it seems safer to admire her from afar. From the moment they meet, there's a tense energy between them, and they seem more destined to be rivals than anything else. But when Sherringford's student dies under suspicious circumstances, ripped straight from the most terrifying of the Sherlock Holmes stories, Jamie can no longer afford to keep his distance. Jamie and Charlotte are being framed for murder, and only Charlotte can be clear their names, but danger is mounting and nowhere is safe, and the only people that they can trust are each other. Sounds pretty interesting. I also apologize, my hair was getting in my mouth as I was reading that, so it's making it really difficult for me to talk, and I messed up on a few words. I know that. I'm sorry. Okay, so the next book I have is Eliza and Her Monsters. My sister actually recommended this to me again, and it's about a girl with anxiety. I know that, and she makes her own webcomic, I think, or whatever, and then that's the only person I know in this so far, but a lot of people have talked about this book and says it's really good, so I'm excited to read it. So the description says, in the real world, Eliza Merk is shy, weird, and friendless. Online, she's Lady Constellation, the anonymous creator of the wildly popular webcomic Monstrous Sea. Then Wallace Warland, Monstrous Sea biggest fanfiction writer, transfers to her school and draws her into a life offline she never could have imagined. But when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and even her sanity begins to fall apart. So the next book I have is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I've actually started reading it, I'm right here. I thought this book was pretty cool because it has pictures and stuff in it, and so far it's really good, and I'm not even that far yet, but I really enjoy it so far, and my sister recommended this one to me. Sorry, I had to cough, but I'm glad she did because so far I really enjoy it, and as I said 5 times, I'm not that far, but it's really good. So I would definitely recommend this if you like fantasy stuff. It's really good. Okay, so this is the end of this book haul that I've tried desperately to make sound interesting. If you watched all the way to the end of this, thank you. I'm sorry if my voice is annoying. This is my first video after a long time, and I'm really nervous to share this video because I don't have many subscribers right now. I think I have like 8 or 7. So if this does get introduced to BookTube, I'd be excited, but also very nervous. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching all the way to the end, and it means a lot to me, especially because my rambling and then my horrible grammar. I'm so sorry, and then that annoying piece of hair, which probably isn't annoying to you, but I don't know. But, ooh, what's that noise? But thank you so much. It means a lot if you made it all the way here, because it means that I have something to do and I'm not just doing this for no reason. But I'm sorry if you see anything weird from my dog. Ellie. Okay, she's alive, sorry. She was scaring me for a second. But thank you. It means a lot, and if you want to subscribe, you don't have to like or anything. I don't care about that, but just enjoy yourself.